But I'm not really bothered because we won the cup final.
Yes!
Remember him? Remember that lad? You probably see that.
Don't sound like giving you.
Is it parade dance? Anyway, turn his mic on. So he's making horse noises. Just packing it. Dan Byrne.
I'd be so happy.
I mean, I'll be doing the, online and everything.
What was that?
I will learn it first.
I think he's strapped the chair as well.
Black and white. The Bible's written. Oh, we're not talking. The Bible's written in black and white. Black and white. Yes, boys. Welcome back to Chat with GPT. Come on. And today on the panel we have with us, flown in all the way from Sunderland, Dan Byrne. Come on, Dan Byrne.
Good come down. What a game you had, by the way.
Not that Dan Byrne.
What a game.
Not as tall as him.
And we also have, from Newcastle, the Geordie boys, Isaac and Matty.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
There it
Yes,
is.
it's black and white.
There it is.
It's black and white. The Bible's written. Oh, we're not talking. The Bible's written in black and white. Black and white.
Yeah.
Yes, boys.
All right.
I just remind you of the colours because they bought one of them stupid green tops. Was it you or was it him? They bought one.
like
Anyway, we're not talking about that yet. We're talking about the cup final. Whoa! The Caribou.
Yes, we are.
And a few other things. We're talking all things football, in particular Newcastle United, and we will be discussing Sunderland.
Oh, yes.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, turn his mic off for
2-minute
now.
segment and then
I was doubting it for a
Just
minute.
mute him. Just mute him for about 2 minutes, Tim. Okay then. And as you know, Newcastle went down to Wembley. Tell me, Ma.
Hey.
Tell me, Ma. I told me, Ma. And she's actually seen it. Went down to Wembley and we won the Caribou Cup final against Liverpool. Up that dude! Yeah! Up that dude! Come on!
Look at that smile.
Thanks to
I
Dan
like it.
Byrne. Thanks to Dan
Dan.
Byrne. Not that Dan
header,
Byrne.
cracking header.
He is actually called Dan
Timing
Byrne.
of this
I
podcast.
know, your name's literally
Who
Dan
writes
Byrne.
this stuff?
So we went down to Newcastle United. Went as you've heard, it's all over Facebook, it's Instagram, it's on the news, it's everywhere in Newcastle in particular. And we went down after 70 years of not winning a domestic trophy. Newcastle.
That is a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
This is going to be a long one. Newcastle United went down to Wembley and demolished Liverpool in the
Yes, we did.
final.
Yes, we did.
And we were so nice. We even let them get a goal back in the last 10 minutes, didn't we?
Lovely.
We won. 70 years.
Absolutely bad them.
And I still feel fantastic about it. I keep getting, it's 2 days later. There's reels still coming up on
yes.
Facebook, and I'm not turning them off.
No.
I'm turning them up, not turning them off. Normally, you think, oh, that's old, but this is fantastic. We're going to be celebrating all week, and there's going to be a parade, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So we've got about 2 weeks still to keep thinking about it, talking about it, celebrating it. Are you coming to the parade, Dan? Anyway, turn his mic on. So he's making horse noises. Just packing it. So we're going to be there's going to be a parade on Saturday the 29th there, and literally Newcastle is. I mean, there's going to be millions and billions of people. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of people
in the city. In the city, there's going to be hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, the city centre is going to. I mean, the city's going to shut down on that Saturday. It's going to be fantastic just to have a parade. Just to have a bus, just to have the bus drive through with a
And
team
a shiny trophy.
And
That's what it's all about.
I mean, we're going to talk about all that in a second, but we won, and it's good news for Newcastle United and all the Geordies are buzzing.
I like this
buzzing.
badge.
Anyway, I'm trying to keep it calm. It's our first win in 70 years for a domestic trophy, the EFL Cup. It's sponsored by Caribou. Don't ask me why. Most people couldn't.
Doesn't quite have a ring
Most
to it,
people
but
couldn't
it's
even
all right.
pronounce it. But the EFL Cup, and my whole lifetime, and I'm in my 50s, I've never seen Newcastle. I've never seen. Oh no, we did. We won 2 cups just recently, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We won 2 Cellar Cups.
Prestigious awards.
That infamous trophy.
Cellar Cup. I mean, that's
I've
rigged.
never seen
That
us
is
win a
rigged.
trophy in my lifetime, and I'm coming off the back of, being there when Alan Shearer, David Ginola, Tino Asprilla,
Couldn't do it,
Peter
Dan.
Beardsley
Couldn't do
played
it.
all these guys who were awesome.
Didn't
I'm
have
still
it.
excited, right? Beat Man U 5-0. and we played bad.
Man, you.
And Les Ferdinand
Doesn't mean anything
played
to us,
terrible
does it?
on the day.
What,
We
that
still beat them.
relegation team?
Anyway, that was back. Newcastle played some great football. I think it was back in 1995 to 1998, 99.
Wasn't even born.
We were in 2 FA Cup finals. 1998 and 1999, got obliterated by Arsenal.
Arsenal were just on top.
Hang on, I haven't finished yet. But on the way to winning the EFL Cup this year, we battered Arsenal not once, not twice, 2 times. Yes!
Twice.
Oh, well, lads.
Twice.
Well, I know I was just trying to build it up.
Anything else?
He wants. Do you want to sell a cup of tea? We battered Arsenal twice, right? Not once, but two. Anyway, so so we're having a great time. The Geordie's having an absolutely fantastic time.
Absolutely buzzing.
And so Eddie Howe. Let's talk. I mean, let's talk about the game quickly. What were your thoughts on the game, Isaac?
I was actually nervous. I was nervous before the game.
Good one. Do you think? Okay, then. So sorry to jump in, then, and Matty here as well. Well, let me jump in as well, Dan. But I must admit, right before the final, it was about 2 days before the final, and I thought, we're going to get battered off Liverpool. Best team in the Premier League. I know they had a big game with PSG. Yeah. We had an even bigger game with West Ham the day before that.
I don't think so.
Not sure if it was as big, but Liverpool, best team in the Premier League. Got some of the. I mean, it's the most.
Darwin Núñez,
most attacking side in the Premier League, right? They're literally running away with the Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're playing them in the final. I must admit, 2 days before the final, the way we'd recently been playing, and I'm just thinking, we're going to get battered. And then on the day of the final, right, something just descended from heaven. And I could hear it, something like that, right? That's the best sound effect I could give. It was like, landed on us like that. And I decided, what am I being negative for? I've never been in a position where we could actually win a final here. And I decided, no, we're going to win this. And I decided I'm going to be positive. And I'm going to go for it. And there's no point in going into a final. Imagine all them going down to Wembley thinking, we're going to get battered. No, we're going to go there and yes, we're going to win this. And the lads just did fantastic.
I was going to say, I wanted to take the opportunity whilst we're online.
Let's take that opportunity.
Just,
yes! Come on, boy.
Talking about the match, just to put a statement out. If anybody has seen Salah, could you just please get in touch because people are worried because I've not seen him in a couple of days now, and I haven't seen him at Wembley.
That's not nice.
Did he even play him? Did he play Salah?
I did play him, but
didn't see a thing.
Did play him, didn't
so that's what I think of the match.
But we had Dan Burn on him. We had Livermento.
Burn.
I don't know where Livermento was because he always seemed to be up the pitch, and Dan
He played
Burn was
fantastic.
covering the back.
He played fantastic.
Our left wing back was always in the box.
The funny thing was,
that's how good we were.
I did feel different this time before the match. I was like, you know what? I think we could do it. I don't know how. I said 2-2 and then extra time. I'll take 2-1.
Do you want some?
But what's his name? Yeah.
Do you want some?
Loads of people said 2-1 actually.
Remember
so
him?
fair
Remember
play
that
to all
lad?
you lads.
You've probably seen him. Do you want some? I'll give it yet. So who showed us the video of it? He predicted.
Did he?
He predicted that Newcastle would win, didn't it?
2-1.
2-1, and Dan Burn would score with a header.
He's a magician, man. He's a
Big
magician.
Dan Burn, boom.
He literally said that.
No way.
He said he got some.
That's funny.
So what you were saying, Isaac?
I just thought
He's mocking
we're
Mo
actually
Salah,
going to
isn't
do it this time. And then during the game, I think everybody, as soon as Dan Burn just did the best header of his entire career into the bottom corner,
That was
I thought,
awesome
we're going to
header.
do it. We're going to do it.
was an awesome
Before, but even then, I thought we battered them.
Who was the
whole
man of
game.
the match for you?
Oh, it's Dan Burn. I mean, it's not controversial or anything, but
No.
Joe Linton was
If
fantastic.
he did, I was
as
going
well,
to say, if he
but
didn't score the goal, would it be Joe Linton?
probably, yeah. I thought
Joe
it was
Linton was.
fantastic.
I mean, all of them played fantastic.
Yeah, but it was the running back.
Every one
it
of
was the off the ball stuff.
Every one of them.
They wanted it more, but they also controlled the game. We didn't have a lot of possession in the second half, but we weathered the storms. We scored when it counted.
Whether the storms, what storms?
No,
There weren't
Liverpool came back in the
Give
second
us a
half.
break.
It was a couple
Not about
times.
5-10 minutes at the
I
most.
say a couple of
We
times
literally
they were starting
battered
to come
them.
back.
We battered the Scousers, we did.
Well,
What do
they barely had any shots on target.
Man
put
of
it
the
that
match
way.
was Dan Burn for you.
Dan
Matty?
Burn, 100%.
What do you think of the match?
For the whole of the
To be
city,
fair, going in, I was a bit like you. I was like,
Yeah.
because last time I went through all the emotions against Man United, like, we
Yeah.
could win.
That was a waste of time.
We're
wasn't
going to
it?
get the
That
cup.
was upsetting.
And then we played rubbish.
That was
and I was
rough.
like,
That was
what's
rough,
that
that,
about?
like.
Then this time I was like, we're playing Liverpool, which, one of the best teams.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not getting excited about this. Because my mentality was, if I don't expect much. If we win, I'm going to be really happy. If we lose, then I'm going to be like, oh, well, I told you.
Oh, you mean
But,
like the mentality that we had under Ashley?
Yeah, basically. I think it's
For
still
like-
ingrained
was
in
it
us a
15
little
That got
bit.
us by for the last like 15
His
years.
grew up under the
Yeah.
Ashley era, so that's the best we're going to
That was the
expect from him.
mentality going in, but
Ah.
as soon as I was in the match, I was obviously just cheering us all on. And the way we started was like so bright.
But you've got to remember, we'd beaten Chelsea and Nottingham Forest and Arsenal.
Arsenal twice.
Yeah.
Did I say that we beat?
To get there.
we beat Arsenal twice, Chris.
Did we beat Man City?
I can't remember.
Basically, the top 4 in the league we beat in that competition to win.
So to me,
So basically the best in the Premier League.
you know what it is? I couldn't pick a man of the match because they were all excellent. And I know when Trippier's got his head in the game,
Yeah, he was
which he
solid.
hasn't had for a lot of the season.
He was solid.
because he's had other issues. But
Yeah.
when he's had his head in the game, he's brilliant, and he was absolutely outstanding.
he was mint.
He was
He was mint.
outstanding.
He was really
But
good.
all of them were outstanding. I
Yeah.
mean, to the point where the whistle went, and I was nearly crying.
Yeah. No,
Tears of joy.
the amount of videos I've seen of people crying their eyes
Right,
out.
because we've
Grown men.
never won it.
It's
and,
huge.
and,
That's
so,
just me.
and so to win the cup, every one
He
of
was
them
crying as well,
every
for
one of them was outstanding. Everyone, right? But you know what was great to see Eddie Howe lift that cup. See the smile on Eddie Howe's face.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
buzzing for
And
him.
obviously we all love Eddie Howe. You know, he's
going to be.
he's fantastic for
He's
the
going to get
club.
the award of the city, the free something of the city.
Freeman of the City.
Yeah, he's going to
Okay,
get one of them.
Okay. Doesn't really do much, like, but great. That's fantastic.
fair,
It's a
so
key or
as a
something,
neutral,
I don't
is Dan Burn. We're bringing in Dan Burn as a
It's
neutral.
Slight neutral, yeah.
However, he's well, he can't be a neutral. The enemy. So bring in
Let's be truthful about
Feel a
it.
little bit
a
out of
Sunderland
place.
fan. A Sunderland fan.
We've boxed him in.
Anyone else?
He's actually strapped to the
Did you
chair.
actually see the match? I
He
was
can't
strapped
move
to
his
the
arms.
I watched the final.
It's got a Newcastle top on it. Might as well have. Did you
I
watch it?
watched the final. Look,
What do you
Liverpool are the best team in the Premier League. They didn't show up.
No.
They didn't show up at all. They didn't play their usual game. Newcastle still had to go and beat them. They still had to go and win the game. And fair play, against any side. It's tough to go and win a final. But Liverpool weren't showing up.
But I've heard that argument. But then the other argument is they didn't show up because we showed up.
I don't know what Newcastle did to
We played mint.
Score 2 goals, lift the trophy.
I know you're not used to seeing that. I did. I mean, yes.
I think Newcastle won the game.
We went at them. We didn't give them a second. In every bounce, we were winning every bounce.
We were
We were
aggressive,
winning
to be
all the
fair. We were
duels.
aggressive.
We played. We passed. We tracked back. We just smothered them completely. That's what happened.
I think Liverpool panicked, and for that reason, I think they panicked, and then tactically they just.
I think you had
got
about 9
set up
strikers
wrong.
on the second half.
I know.
Tactically, they just.
If
set
you're
up
bringing
wrong.
Darwin Núñez
Yeah.
on to score 2 goals, it's over. You've lost
The second
Chiesa,
that-
who's played like half
yeah.
half an hour in the whole season.
The second that happens, the manager's set it up badly. Tactics were off. He's playing free at the back. He's putting 4 attackers on, and then he chucked Van Dijk up front. So
Like zonal
So,
marking
yeah,
against
you're
Dan
in
Burn.
trouble
It's
when you're doing
crazy.
that.
you're in trouble.
Well, I didn't expect you to praise Newcastle.
So they
United.
panicked. So they panicked.
Yeah.
But however, they still got to go and win the final. Like fair play to that. He's still got to go and beat Liverpool at their worst.
Yeah.
They've still got to go and beat Liverpool at their worst.
As a neutral, was it a good final?
They were at their worst.
At the worst?
Yeah, they were at their worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
They were at their worst.
It's okay.
They were at their worst.
Newcastle weren't at their best.
He
Look,
doesn't
they
really watch
didn't
much
show
Premier
up.
League, does he?
no.
Didn't
Oh,
watch much
yeah.
Premier League.
You haven't been watching Keeping Up with the Man. He's been watching Sheffield and all that, hasn't
Oh yeah.
he? Yeah. Oh,
You
man.
were saying.
Yeah, Leeds, Sheffield United. Oh, cracking season.
We played.
Cracking season.
You know what it is?
Big league.
We
Yeah, big
played
league.
absolutely. Eddie Howe got the strategy exactly spot on.
It was spot on. Like
The players
fair play,
played
man.
their heart out, and we literally just proved that we are the best team in the world.
I mean,
We are.
PSG by
We
default
are the
beat
best team in the
Liverpool.
world.
We beat them.
Exactly. There you go.
Man.
So
You're only as good as your last
So it
game.
was a fantastic win. It was a fantastic win. It was actually a great performance. But it was just.
I hope we're
So
recording.
Best
team in the world.
and to see Eddie Howe lifting the trophy and all the fans at Wembley at the end just singing their hearts out was absolutely brilliant.
I think every neutral apart from basically Liverpool and yours truly. Would love to see that. I mean, the amount of I've seen loads of comments on those videos, and it's like I'm a Man United fan, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm just buzzing for Eddie because he's done such a great job. Because he has. I think to take us from relegation to then Champions League to then first domestic cup in 70 years. You're talking. Any Newcastle fan would take that for any price.
Of course,
so
got
to give him credit.
And so Eddie Howe. So this was a thought I had, right? Because we weren't having a great season. We picked it up just recently, right? Because I mean we were nearly mid-table at one point, and 1 point off being 14th. Okay,
we had a bad start.
We didn't have we started
a couple of injuries.
We didn't start
as well.
too bad, and then we kind of just anyway. It wasn't looking good, and then Jose Mourinho turns up at a boxing match with our owner and has a little conversation. Then he goes back to Turkey and starts slating Turkish football.
That's mad.
In his press conference.
This
right?
is not the best league
Jose
in the world.
Mourinho was tutored by Bobby Robson, and has this affinity with Newcastle and so on. Eddie Howe's done a brilliant job, brilliant coach, but they haven't bought any senior players in 3 transfer windows. By the way, Bobby Robson got sacked after they didn't buy any senior players in 3 transfer windows, and he's like the biggest manager we've probably had, alongside Keegan and Warren. So, and so I was thinking, here we go, Eddie Howe. We're not playing that well. He's done well. He coaches really well. They're not spending any money on players, and they're blaming PSR all the time. You cannot. And I was thinking, they're going to get rid of Eddie Howe at the end of the season. Then Eddie Howe goes out and pulls a masterclass, beats the best team in the world, other than
top
us,
4 basically in the
right?
Prem as well.
Wins the Carabao Cup final. I mean, the Carabao Cup, that's
In style.
It's probably the biggest cup on planet
It's
Earth.
definitely the biggest cup in the world. Yeah.
In English, well,
It's funny because
probably the second biggest club
Jamie
in English
Carragher
football.
was arguing a while back saying it's better than the FA Cup and stuff.
Was he? Yeah,
and now he's
I
just
wouldn't-
eating
I
his
wouldn't agree
words.
with that.
So hey, Jamie, that's
And so now
can you say?
Eddie Howe is now he's won a trophy. Everybody's buzzing, and I think that's going to do the teams. It's going to help us to kick on for the rest of the season. Right, we're going to play really well for the rest of the season. And Eddie Howe has just been immortalised in club history.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So I can't see.
He's going nowhere.
Because I was thinking, they're going to get rid of him at the end of the season. Even everybody, all the other
You were
jobs.
adamant, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was like,
he's leaving.
he's leaving.
yeah.
I thought they're not spending any money. You've
been hanging out with him?
The whole setup, right? The whole setup.
Eddie Howe, he's a good coach, but Newcastle, they've had financial backing, and they've had financial backing
We've not
and
We've not
financial
spent a penny.
backing.
This guy, this guy.
Yes, rules. You know what I
we've not
mean?
spent a penny. We bought like
Not
about
allowed to
5 kids.
spend.
I think we bought about 5 kids. No senior players.
I mean, Isak's
Not spent anything on the senior
No,
players in the free
one of the
transfer.
best strikers
Ben
in the
Bowman
league.
trivia, but,
And now he's immortalised in club history.
Yeah. Lewis Hall.
They'll
Liver
kick
Mendel.
on. They'll do, and you never know. We might even qualify
Tonali.
for the Champions League again. Do you think we will?
I think if we kick on right, yeah. I'm a bit worried for Isak because he doesn't look comfortable. As in, injury wise,
Doesn't look
he
comfortable.
keeps coming off during games.
Well,
He's
he's all-
strapped up.
Well,
I hope he's all right.
This is
But
a
he's
bit
went
con-
to Sweden. So
this is a
hopefully
bit
he's all right.
controversial, but Isak's always knackered after 65 minutes anyway,
But he's
and holding his hamstrings.
who? So
But
who?
he does enough in those
Can you
65.
name more
Well, he
than?
does that, he
Can
does
you
that.
name more than 3 strikers in Europe right now who are better than him?
Matt Ritchie.
He does have an affiliation with Matt Ritchie,
Matt Ritchie,
for some
one
reason.
of the best wingers in the world.
We're not quite
Ever.
sure why.
Ever. I love Matt
If
Ritchie.
you want to put in the comments why,
Love
I'm
Matt
not
Ritchie.
sure. Please explain.
Jacob Murphy.
Jacob Murphy is not
I'm
a
joking,
striker.
obviously. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't know, do I?
He's
He's a
mint.
good player.
He's
Mo
mint.
Salah. Mo Salah.
yeah.
Oh, he's a better
Yeah.
player than
Wait,
Isak.
are we talking about strikers
Well,
or
then
wingers?
again, is he
Yeah,
a
he's
better
not a
player?
That's
striker.
2 different things.
Oh, I've just realised what I
Number
said.
9 and then the winger are 2 different things.
But he's still an attacking player. He's an attacking.
Yeah, but
This is the problem with you lot. You grew up thinking that wingers don't have to score goals. If you're attacking, shoot!
Oh no, I'd like to do
Score a goal!
that. To do
Yeah.
that.
Would you just put it in?
Yeah.
Anyway,
think
Isak's
with,
phenomenal.
are they going to... I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
Are we going to qualify? Sorry,
Think
Dan.
about 2
It's
minutes.
not your turn yet. You're getting 2 minutes. Getting 2 minutes, remember?
Yeah.
So
10 seconds
what
stint.
Eddie Howe has done, right? What Eddie Howe has done is
Brutal.
he's just signed himself another managerial contract. Then
sure.
can I get rid of him?
Oh, he's going
Do you
nowhere.
think we'll qualify for the Champions League this season? Where are we?
I think we will.
could.
I think we will.
I think we will.
It depends on
It's
injuries.
so
I think.
close.
I
It's
think
so
it's going to
close.
have to be on injuries.
It's so
If
close.
our whole team's fit, you've got Tonali.
Let's say Isak doesn't get injured, Gordon doesn't get
Oh,
injured.
we're up there. We're up there.
I think
sure.
we'll get there.
Go on, Dan.
I think with a good 5-year
That's
plan.
enough. Now, John.
I think with a good 5-year plan, with the right strategy and the right finances, they could be a top 4 side.
I'm
We're
not
literally
in
we're
there.
already top 4.
But not now. Not
We
now.
got in the Champions League.
Definitely not now.
We already
No.
been in
Thanks,
top
Tim.
4.
Producer
No,
says
no,
we've
no.
been in top 4.
No,
You're upsetting the
guy-
producer
He's
now.
on a
No.
wind-up.
He's
Oh.
upsetting everybody now. Get out! Come back. We haven't finished with you yet.
They've been on a 5-year plan back to the Prem, and they're not made it
Yeah.
yet. So I don't
You
know
love
what
a
he's
good
talking
playoff,
about.
though, don't you?
He loves
He
wasting
loves
time
a
with
playoff.
5-year plans. You know.
Yeah. What was it like in League One? No, I'm joking. Anyways, no, I
Are we
reckon.
going to finish in the Champions League
I
this
reckon-
season? This season?
I reckon we can get in there.
Of course we can.
Is it top 5?
I
If
think
it's
we can.
top 5, then yeah.
Well, I keep you in top 5 and then top.
If
It's
it,
obviously
I
top
don't.
4.
I think we'll finish 5th. I think
Right,
we'll finish
okay,
5th.
then. You
Although
never know.
Nottingham Forest,
It's so
for them
close.
to go the whole season and keep firing, I'd be very surprised.
The league doesn't lie. Nottingham Forest are playing
They're
fantastic.
playing fantastic, but
And they've got that infamous superstar up front, Chris Wood.
I can't believe Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
the audacity.
I don't understand.
The amount of
It's
times
so
we
bad
watch
for us.
players leave Newcastle and just like they're in the Champions League finals, and like eh?
All-round
Like
striker.
Hossley, were
But
you
it's,
kidding me?
it's obvious.
Mourinho.
Absolute joke.
It's obvious what happened there,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's
You
obviously
tell
what
me.
happened with Chris Wood. Well, he's on steroids, isn't he?
he's got to be.
He must be. He was terrible when he played for us. He was
Oh.
shocking. And when we got 20 million or something for it, was like,
We
how
just
did
played
we
by
do
the
that?
rules. That's what that was.
He must be on steroids. It's like anyway. So
What an
he's playing really.
accusation that
He's
is.
doing
Wow.
really, really well, and he's doing well for
Yeah.
himself. But
I
listen,
think we can finish in the top 5.
top 5. I personally think we could push on, but this is what's so exciting about football. You never know.
Oh yeah.
You never
You never know, right?
Yeah.
But one thing we do know, Eddie Howe is going to get a statue.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Immortalised in history, and he's going to continue to coach the team certainly in the next season. And but I do think we need a bigger manager to draw in bigger players.
Yeah.
My theory was they weren't spending big money because they've got millions left. They haven't spent anything. They've sold loads of our players. So my theory was they're holding back to get Jose Mourinho in because he will pull all the
That's
big.
not the plan.
Because all of a sudden they'll have 300-400 million to spend, and then once they've got he'll come and say, "I need 300-400 million." He would have bought all the players that he wanted. They would have come in, would have won the Champions League within half a season.
I think controversial. I think Mourinho's past it now. Like, I think he's past it.
Nah.
I think you could do it. Like
No.
that.
I think the fans would love it,
No.
but is he going to get consistent Champions League for Newcastle? I don't think so.
Listen, he could.
I think he could.
think
Jose
he could.
Jose Mourinho.
He's a winner,
He
but-
might. He is a winner. He's an absolute winner.
But he's a
He might
short-term
not be.
winner.
He might not be the special one, but he's the canny one. I reckon.
likes
he
to wear
could
the
definitely
club
win
pyjama.
something. Huh?
He wears club pyjama.
Club Newcastle.
Whatever
black
that
and white
means, I
club
don't know.
pyjamas.
That's what he said.
He's a winner. Jose Mourinho's a complete winner. And a lot of
Eddie
people-
Howe's the man.
I actually didn't like him. I never used to like him, but I saw him, all the comments he's making, and I thought they were setting him up. Eddie Howe has
Goes
sorted
and
it.
wins.
He goes and wins the cup. He goes
Does
and
the
wins.
impossible.
Now let's just bring it down a little bit. Let's bring it down a bit. I'm not talking about introducing Dan Burn yet.
Not anyone another league. Not too far down. No, not too far. Not the Championship.
We're not going that low.
Not the Championship.
I mean, Sunderland might be winning. So let's bring it down a bit, right? Can I just say this?
We're in the top 4.
It's only the EFL Cup.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's
for
not
us.
the FA Cup.
Good start though.
Listen, coming back in the day, the FA Cup was the domestic trophy. And to me, and to Eddie Howe, he's even said it himself, it's the FA Cup. However, we won, we're celebrating, and we're going to party hard.
I think it's massive.
We're going to party hard.
I can't wait for the parade.
So-
You know what it's like to win a trophy? That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you won the
But we
Papa
do, don't we?
John's
It's
like,
fresh in me-
leaflet
it's fresh in
trophy medal?
Wow, that was massive.
He won last time they won the Tudor Chris.
16 times against Sheffield.
They won the
Wednesday.
Tudor Chris trophy, didn't they?
Fantastic.
They won the
I'm
Tudor
happy
Chris
for you, man. I'm
trophy.
happy for you.
You know, it takes me
Put a bit of
back.
salt on it.
The Papa John's Cup.
It just doesn't have a ring. I'd
All
take
right.
Caribou over that.
All right.
That's saying something.
Anyway,
What a
anyway,
day.
let's now that we're on
What a
it,
day.
Sunderland. Sunderland. What are the Sunderland supporters feeling like right now then about Newcastle? He doesn't
There you go.
Speechless.
Speechless. Yes, speechless.
I'd love to. We want the derby back. We just want the derby back.
Well, we want
It's up to you.
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
And then you get to play the best team in the world.
There you
Beat
go.
3-0 last
We
time.
just did. We beat them 2-1.
There you go.
So Sunderland. Let's have a little look at Sunderland because Sunderland are trying to get in the Prem.
Yeah.
And they're sitting. You were telling me
Fourth.
they're sitting
Fourth
fourth
now.
at the
Yeah,
moment, right?
sitting in
So they're
fourth.
sitting fourth. They're actually playing some decent football.
Yeah.
Half decent football, and I want them to go in the Prem because it's a guaranteed 6 points for Newcastle.
Exactly.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And there's a possibility we could batter you in a cup run as well and go on to win the cup, of course. So I do want Sunderland to go in.
Anything
back
for the
in Prem.
enjoyment of
We've got to
Geordie.
look at the stats. You know, six times in a row, Sunderland have beaten Newcastle. You know,
Well, Dan,
Yeah.
you're only as
We
good
just-
as
you
you.
gotta look at
You're only as good as your last
you
game.
got to look
You
at
know,
the
I'm
You're
facts,
only as
you know.
good as your last game. We're
know.
talking history here.
And let's talk trophies. You know, we've got a trophy cabinet. You know that we.
an empty one.
It's dusty now.
Okay.
Like.
Have you got a trophy cabinet?
We do. We've got a trophy
Yeah, you
cabinet.
got any
Oh, of
trophies in
course,
there?
the won League One, didn't they?
We won
There
League
you
One.
go. League One, Championship, other stuff.
Sunderland. So are Sunderland going to go into the
medals?
Premier League?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Definitely.
He's lost the point.
Producers
Yeah,
laughing.
definitely.
He's lost the point.
The producer's laughing and slapping his thigh. Right. So definitely Sunderland. It's
the most
so
biased
you heard it.
podcast I've
Dan
ever
Byrne said that Sunderland will be going in the Premier
be
League.
going in the
Are we
Premier
talking
League.
about this season?
This season.
When
yeah,
pigs fly.
How many playoffs have you been in?
He's getting
Like,
bullied.
in
He's
the
getting
past 10
bullied,
years.
Eddie.
How many playoffs have there
10
been?
years. Well, I
Is it
haven't
gonna-
been
is
in the championship much, so I think 3 or 4 times.
Dan, is it going to be a playoff? I
You
hope
do
it
love
is.
a playoff.
You know my thoughts on playoffs anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
I think they're just terrible. What
It's a bit
terrible
shan if you're like
idea.
sixth.
We talked about it, didn't we? You could finish third
Yeah.
in the what league is it? Championship. You could finish third in the championship. Let's say you finished third in the championship and you finished on 70 points, and you could finish sixth on 50 points. So that team who's finished third, I mean, just do the maths, and they've earned the right to be third by 20
points.
points. And then they've got to play they've all got to play each other again, and who finished third might not get promoted. I just don't think it's right.
Yeah, Sunderland have been sitting in the top 3 for kind of pretty much most of the season. But I think now, you know, they're starting to get a lot of injuries. I don't know. I think they're burning out, to be honest with you.
Do?
Yeah, I think they're starting to burn out.
Fantastic.
So,
Absolutely.
There's a
Just
surprise.
normal then, just normal.
if you look at the last sort
So
of
they're sort of like being themselves again, and really. So the purple patch is over, back to normal.
Back to
fine,
red and
that's
white.
but
fine.
they're
Hey,
still
that's
they're
where
in
you're
the,
at.
they're fourth. They're still in the top 4, but it's the last couple of days, the last couple of games, I'm seeing them kind of settled for the top 6, and you can see teams like Coventry who've won their last
Ooh,
kind
big
of
teams, big
6,
teams.
7 games, you know, and they're starting to come up into the top 6. You know,
Got quality. Got quality.
I think when you're going to settle as a top 6 team, and someone like Sunderland, if you don't make the top 2, and you go into the playoffs, you know, and you've kind of burnt yourselves out, and you see the season out in the top 6,
That's so tough.
and you've got
No, it
teams coming up 6th, 7th, 5th,
Yeah, so they're right
like
high.
Coventry, they've won the last 6 games,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
on momentum.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they found their momentum now.
Yeah.
So to hit someone like Coventry in a playoff at this stage of the season,
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
time's
Yeah.
up. Let's talk about Newcastle
I'm
Stadium.
bored.
I'd be worried.
I'm joking.
Sorry,
I am joking.
However,
And that's what it feels like to be a loser.
however, they have got one of the best teams in the championship, and they will get promoted. They've just got to see it through.
So, do you think you'll finish in the top 2? Because you've got to be Leeds are going to win by the look of it.
Yeah, I think
Burnley-
Leeds will
Burnley
win
are
away with
strong.
Burnley are up there, yeah.
Do you think you're going to pick Burnley or not?
Burnley, Sunderland, it'll be a toss-up, but it's tough.
So, if you don't finish in the top 2, you're going to have a playoff. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
That is so hard.
Yeah.
But I honestly do hope that Sunderland get promoted.
Well, every Geordie
Because it'd
wants
be
it.
great to have a derby, wouldn't it? It's great to have
We
a
need the
derby.
derby
again.
back.
You do
Yeah.
need the
We need
derby.
the
back.
I mean, I'm bored of the wind-up of seeing them in the championship now. Like, it's been that long.
I know. Hurry up,
Like,
man.
I just want them to
Hurry
come back up
up.
and then we just beat them.
I know, would you just sort yourselves out?
Either come up or get relegated. You know what I mean? Just sort it out.
Just get on, just do something. Would you get on with it, right? So Newcastle United,
Make your mind up. You know what I
Newcastle
mean?
United might get in the Champions League this year. We've already been in the Champions League, so we might get back in.
That'd be class.
You never know. We've won the EFL Cup. Yes, right. And And the Saudis have decided that they're going to spend fortunes on a new stadium. They're going to plant it right in the middle of Leazes Park.
Love it.
And it's going to
Love
be
it.
a whopping 65,000 seats. That's rubbish.
It's better than what it is now.
Better than, we've still won the lottery as a club, you know what I mean? I'd still take it.
65. We've been winning.
65 doesn't seem...
I'm looking at the pictures.
Suppose it'll just about fit in the true Geordies, won't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, we'd fill 100,000
Oh,
seats.
we'd fill it, like.
So think about
You
this.
should have just a football pitch with 12 deck chairs, you know what I mean? Come on! They'll all be coming over on us.
With that guy there standing on the corner flag. One Sam. Right.
Got no fence. Got no ground.
I get him in. We'll, just,
Yeah, good
we'll
money for
send him
deck
in.
chairs at the
We'll
Sunderland.
we'll send him in with a black and white top. He's got to be there. But so the Saudis have decided to had this massive consultation. They've been drip feeding the media to drip feed us into thinking
new
what
stadium.
they're going to do. Yes. So they've managed to get the Leazes Park, which is massive.
That's huge.
And then they're going to knock St James's Park down and renovate the whole area. I'm all for it. Nearly everybody I've talked to is all for it.
Now they
You've got to
are,
bear in mind, even in my lifetime, it's changed about 3 times St James's Park anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And they rip the field up every year and plant a new one. So it's like, this whole thought of like, oh, it's St James's.
The sacred turf.
I mean, they need to call it St. I don't know what they're going to call it, but they need to call it St James's Park. They're only moving 400 yards up the road.
Man, they will. Imagine
Right.
like
It's
St
got-
James's Park, Adidas Stadium or something. That'd be class.
Reebok Stadium.
I think that'd be. I think most fans would like that.
So, but
Bring in,
the
like,
problem
billions.
I've got with it, right? So they come in, they want to be number 1, right? That's their ambition. You like that, didn't you? You nearly laughed.
Number 1.
No, I like it.
Huh?
You did it at the match, you know.
Number 1. Huh?
You did that
what?
at the match.
Did
again,
he?
Yeah, after the game.
Right, so this is
What
the
a bloke,
ambition,
what a
right?
man.
We're absolutely loaded, right? Money isn't an issue, and they want to be number 1. Think about that, right? So they want to be number 1 in the world,
Sounds good to me.
right? They want to be winning Champions League, winning the Premier League, winning cups, and so they've got all this ambition, and they say, yes, let's build a new stadium with 65,000 seats. It's pathetic. Where is he? What's his name?
It's okay.
What's his name? Whatever your name is.
I don't think he's going to be listening.
65,000. He'll be
He
watching.
doesn't know him personally.
He'll be watching. It's pathetic.
Just a fan.
It's just. Anyway, my voice is now recovered after the match. I'm still sounding a bit like. "Huh?" It's pathetic. 65,000 seats. If that's true, where's the ambition? There's no
Yeah.
ambition.
It's got to be at least
If
75.
you want to be number 1 in the world, or let's say let's just say you want to be playing quarter, semis, and finals of Champions League.
You've got to
Bear in mind how many Geordies are waiting
There's
to get in the
tens
match.
of
We've got a
thousands.
stadium with just shy of 52,500,
Yeah.
right? And then you're saying we're going to build this massive thing over $1 billion, and it's going to have 65. It's honestly,
not enough.
It's
Not enough.
pathetic, right? It's got to be at least 80,000. Where's your ambition?
Yeah.
Where's the ambition that they were talking about?
Yeah.
And it seems to me like there's 2 reasons why I think. One is, where's the foresight? They're kind of building on kind of where we're at now. Even where we're at now, you
There's
would fill a
still
65,000 seat.
40,
easy.
50,000.
There's
fans who would-
42,000 people waiting for tickets, right?
Yeah.
And there's people like me, thousands of were waiting to get in the match.
Yeah.
And however, they obviously want to create supply and demand so they can keep ticket prices high.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can't think why
You
they've
could
done
do
that.
that with 75,000.
Well, you could do that with 80,000.
Yeah, easy.
Because if you're going to be winning premierships, if you're going to be winning cups, if
That's
you're going to be in the
massive, yeah.
Champions League and top team in Europe, you'll easily fill an 80,000 seater
Yeah.
stadium. And they went, let's build it 65,000.
Yeah, it definitely should be more. I don't understand. But I don't know. It could be to do with the size or like.
Well, because you
Leazes
can't
Park and
you
stuff,
can't
so I
like
don't
go
know.
into the little lake thing, can you? So maybe they're just prohibited by the space.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure they would
they're
max
not, they're
out.
Not prohibited. No, they're not prohibited by any. They've got
mean, it
the
might
site.
be.
They've got the site. They could build whatever they want.
I mean,
And then
they would
to
have
top,
fought
and
for
then
that,
to-
mind.
Then to top it all off, they want to wrap it up in bubble wrap. Where's the it's kind of like a
Like
bubble.
a thing, yeah.
They're saying
Yeah,
a bit like
oh,
Bayern
it's-
Munich Stadium.
I hope
Okay,
they don't.
yeah.
They better not.
I mean, if they make it black and white,
I
that'll
mean, it's
look
going to
kind of
look better
sad.
than
Yeah.
St James's, though, isn't
I
it?
hope
Yeah.
not.
It's going to look better than St James's, which is like half a stadium, isn't it?
Ooh,
Half a-
controversial, but
That's not
I
good.
agree.
It is half.
What are your
I'm all
thoughts,
for
Dan?
big stadiums. It's just that, like the big club, like Liverpool, like you've got people on a 3-year waiting list just to get a season.
It's the same with
Actually, it's
Newcastle.
probably longer. It's probably like
No,
5-6 years.
I've heard two figures. More than 30,000 people are waiting for season tickets. That's not including people like me, where there's thousands waiting to get in the
Just
game.
to have it, yeah.
I've
to
not
watch
applied
a
for a
match.
season ticket.
Yeah.
And I've heard 42,000 are waiting for season tickets. We always fill the stadium with 52, nearly 52,500 people.
Easily.
Right? So you straight away, you're above 90,000. That's just season ticket demand.
Yeah.
And that's without people like me, where there's, thousands of us who would go to the match. And to me, it's a total lack of ambition.
Yeah.
Complete lack of ambition.
I mean, they obviously don't. They're not trying to do that. They have obviously a lot of ambition, but I don't.
They haven't. Where's the ambition? They say that, but that's not ambition. Have you seen Man U? They're going to build 100,000 seater.
I mean, that's if the government helps them out, but
They'll help them out. They'll
I
help them
suppose.
out because Man City's not coming.
They can't afford soup though. Soup and bread.
Well, it does look a bit like a
The
circus, so it's going to be a right performance in there. Isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
I think
Ooh.
it's silly to
Nice.
spend that much money, to wait that long to build it, and then just be behind all the other clubs when it's being built.
Exactly.
Inside the stadium. I think if you're going to you're spending that much money.
Yeah.
Tell him, Matty. Tell him.
Spend all that money.
Point to that camera. that way,
Put
that way.
your hand in your pocket.
I just think it's a bit silly to. You could just do way more.
It's a lack of ambition.
Well, because you're not going to
It's
get another chance to
Nah,
build a stadium.
yeah.
It's your chance.
pathetic. It's pathetic.
65 is going to be like
It's gonna
getting
be
tickets
good,
in like
but
10 years'
sorted.
time is going to be
Yeah.
nightmare.
Listen, sort it out. 80,000 minimum. Right? Otherwise, I'm not coming.
He's not getting in anyway. I wouldn't worry.
No, I can't get a ticket anyway.
We'll
Right
watch
then.
it though. We'll watch
Right
it.
then, so Newcastle are high flying. Sunderland have the potential of getting into the Premier League if they can get through, get in the second spot, or if not, they're going to really have to fight it out
will do,
on the
yeah.
playoffs, which is going to
Yeah.
be so tough.
I can go to Wembley. Come on.
Oh, well.
It doesn't have the same shine.
We'll tell
does
you all
it?
about
I
it.
mean,
We'll tell you all about what
it's
Wembley's
almost
like
a little
after the
bit
podcast.
sad. It's like here the playoffs.
So coming off the back of the cup final that we won. Did I tell you that we won the cup
Hey!
final? Yes. Come on, true.
Still strapped to the
Right,
chair.
tell me,
like
Ma. Oh, we've told her. Dan Byrne, Livramento, Gordon. The next morning had to be in the England camp
Love
for
that.
Thomas Tuchel's new.
Oh, I'm excited
England.
for that. I'm excited for that.
I think it's awesome. Now let's quickly talk about that. What do you think of Tuchel?
I think he's spot on. I think he's absolutely spot on.
As an England manager, should we not have had an England manager
Well,
managing England?
The only good one is Eddie Howe, and he's not going anywhere.
No, he's not the only good one, is he?
Nah, who else? Who else would you have? Would you have
One.
Sean Dyche? Would you have Sam Allardyce bringing it back?
Sam Allardyce. Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce.
He'll not let any goals in. You're
Well,
not
you
scoring
know.
any. Well, you
We
know.
just couldn't win. Couldn't get out of the group stage. It's like, oh, give it a break. Hey,
So-
if he's retired,
I don't
that's
have
fine
a
by
problem
me.
with having foreign managers. I don't because we've went long enough with England managers.
Get
We've
another
just- we've done
star
now.
on that England
Yeah.
side.
Southgate.
Let's
Hang
do
on. Southgate did really well.
He brought us
but
to
what-
well,
we
yeah.
didn't win.
Oh, you can't knock
got us
Southgate.
He did a good
performing.
job though,
Oh,
Yeah.
He did a good job.
but he didn't take us over the line.
But I think a lot of
Yeah.
England fans would say that he didn't get the best out of
He
our
was
team.
too. He's
we
too.
had the best team, I think.
Yeah.
personally.
He was
We
too
should, and I
cautious.
think
Players we had.
He was
Yeah.
too cautious.
and
right.
we
But
got,
you can't.
we got
But you
through,
can't.
but
You can't manage a national team and just be gun ho, because you're playing national football.
Yeah.
You're playing against the best players in the world. You can't just play like Kevin Keegan did with Newcastle United. Let's just score more goals than
Yeah.
them.
But
Right,
Tuchel
'cause it
knows
doesn't
what
work
he's
like
doing.
that.
He knows what he's
You
doing.
need a good manager like that. The depth in the squad, you need someone with experience
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a brilliant squad.
Yeah,
like a
fantastic
World
squad.
Cup winning squad.
Solid.
Well, we've got Dan Byrne in it. We've got Livramento. We've got
Yeah,
Gordon in
exactly.
it.
Cup winners.
You might even have Trippier in there as well.
He's retired, Dad.
Maybe not. Then.
No, then,
A little bit late for that.
Yeah.
Oh well, thumbs up for Trips.
I'm
Played
excited
well.
for England. To be fair,
Yeah.
let's see what Tuchel does.
Do you
but
reckon we
I think
can
he's brought
win
in some
the
good
World Cup?
players.
I personally think so. It's less than a 2-year contract, isn't it?
Yep.
And normally Tuchel leaves after 2-3 years in any club he's with anyway. But he does a fantastic job when he goes in.
Yeah.
See what he did to Chelsea.
Solid.
Chelsea were dropping down the league. They were
Yeah.
totally demoralised. That all these superstars couldn't play. Came in within 6 months. He won the Champions League.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah.
He's clever. He's really, really clever.
And he fights where he's got passion.
And he's a
got-
total.
Yeah.
He's an absolute winner.
Yeah.
And I personally think he's fantastic. I think he's going to be brilliant.
I think he can take us on a great journey.
We're going to the World Cup with Tuchel as your manager.
Yeah, it's great.
Right? I mean, it could have been Allardyce.
I'm the best in the world. You're not, mate. You're just not. You're all right.
Relegation.
I mean, no offense to him, but
So this is going to be exciting. But so here we have Dan Byrne. He's won the AFL Cup. I'm only calling it the AFL Cup because
yeah,
Caribou sounds terrible, right? He's won the AFL Cup with Newcastle. But might get in the Champions League, and he might even within 2 years win the World Cup. Do you think we could win the World Cup?
That's a good end of the career.
Dan Byrne. Dan Byrne.
I'd be so
I
happy.
mean, I'll be doing the online and everything. What
was that?
I will learn it first.
I think he's strapped the chair as well.
Right, I'll learn his dance and we can do it on the podcast. In fact, we'll get Isaac to do it. I think
There you go.
Dan Byrne could win the World Cup.
He's got the moves.
That would be good.
How awesome with a header.
He's
the final.
he's living the dream, and I love it for him.
He's absolutely
he
brilliant.
works so hard.
He is brilliant. Isn't he?
He's fantastic. Even when he was put at left back, and he obviously wasn't a left back, and he just did a job for the team.
I mean, this might be asking Dan to step up a little bit here, Dan. But what do you think of international football?
Yeah, good.
England. What do you think of England? The chances in the World Cup.
Hey, this is when we can unite. This is it. Look at him.
This is a different level.
Let's see if he knows.
He's not a Scottish man. Yeah, we're all right.
So, what are your thoughts on Tuchel in England, Dan?
Oh yeah, having a good manager like that. I think Southgate
Do you
was
think
good.
he's a good manager?
Yeah.
Is he better
yeah.
than Southgate?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. For what he's done, with different.
What did
types of
Southgate
clubs
do?
as
I
well.
think did he manage Middlesbrough and nearly get relegated? He didn't do a very good
I'd
job.
like to-
He
Well,
was-
he worked
Yeah,
his
well,
way
he
up
did,
at England.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
didn't
not going to knock him because he actually
Yeah.
did a good job with England.
Did a great.
he?
But
You've got
I
to remember
think-
how bad we were.
But I
Oh,
think
shocking.
I think you remember what we used to watch. It was abysmal, right? It was terrible. But he came in. He brought all the youngins in, didn't he?
Yeah,
Remember,
fantastic.
he did
He
transform
built up the
team.
whole squad.
So he did what he could do, but he got as far as he could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what he did was really, really good.
Yeah.
But we forget that. Yes, in the end, we thought he was too cautious because of the players that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought them players in.
What I like is
Yeah.
with Southgate, he brought that sort of togetherness, and now Tuchel saying he wants to bring it almost sort of like to a club sort of strategy, which I think is going to be really solid for all these players. I mean, most of them play in the Prem, so it's like having that club mindset of going for games. I think that's going to be really exciting to see how he does that, because Southgate brought the togetherness, almost like a club sort of feel, and the players got to know each other. But I mean, you'd see in Prem games, they're all slapping each other on the back at the end of the games.
No,
Like,
they
they're all on the
actually-
same team.
I
yeah.
heard. So the World Cup, the World Cup with the globe on the top. I heard this World Cup, it's going to be like that, but instead of having the globe on the top, it's going to have Donald Trump's face on it
He wishes.
I knew a joke was coming.
because it's going to be in America. I mean, everybody must want
Oh,
to
that
go
is
to
gonna
watch
be
the World
good.
Cup in America.
That's going to be high.
You know they're
If
going to go.
England,
you know they're
England
gonna
wins
go
in
for like-
America,
Yeah.
that is top
Oh,
notch.
that'd be absolutely wonderful, wouldn't it?
I'd have
And
to
you know
go,
who
man.
would take all the credit? Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer would take all the credit for England winning the World Cup in America. We're not going to go political. We did that last week. But I think it's going to be... I think America, when they host sporting events, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're
That'd
literally
be good,
they're the
that
best at it.
I'm excited for
And I
that.
think the
Yeah,
World
I'm
Cup
excited.
in America is going to be absolutely... It's going
I
to
love
be fantastic.
the South African
And I would...
Oh,
World
yeah,
Cup as well. That was quality.
That would listen. We're talking about America, here, Isaac. We're talking.
Nah,
it's totally.
Oh,
It's
you saw the
totally
stadiums in America.
different level.
Yeah.
Stadiums in America.
It's a
are
totally
massive.
different
I'm
level.
excited.
It's going to be
I'm excited.
fantastic.
I kinda wanna go to it.
Really looking forward to that World Cup in Trump's land,
I don't mind it. He's going to go for
in
it.
the United States of America. America. That's if it's still there by then.
If I could do an eagle,
Depends what
noise, I
Putin's
would.
got planned. Depends what Putin's got planned.
Yeah.
Oh, they're mates anyway. Let's stop that. Let's
You don't
talk
have the
about
cards.
football.
Nah, anyway.
Okay then.
Yellow
so,
card.
how far do you think England can go then?
I think they can go all the way.
What, to win the World
Of
Cup?
course.
Oh yeah.
Dad,
In
we've been in
America.
like semi-finals, finals. We can do this.
You know what it is? I
That
think
was in Euro.
Nah,
in the
it's-
Euro.
Yeah,
I think we can
in
do
the
it.
World Cup as well.
It's
Semi-final.
not the world.
if you
Semi-final.
think the experience our younger sort of players have had now,
Yeah.
because you brought them in so early,
Definitely.
they've been in those finals, they've been in those big
The
matches.
big pressure moments. Yeah.
Now they've got a different manager who might bring a different dynamic.
Yeah.
I think
He's a
they'll
winner.
be able to do it.
He is a winner.
100%. He'll bring the best 11 as well.
Yeah, I mean
know-
we'll find out on Friday how well they play.
Yeah.
Actually, this will be out by then. So
Yeah.
we might be in our
Yeah.
words in it.
We'll find out by yesterday.
You know,
It's
yeah.
got battered.
yeah.
So what I would say about the World Cup, England in the World Cup is Tuchel will get the best out of England.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter if you get the quarters or the semis.
I think the best out of England is
He'll get the best out of England. He'll get us playing really good football.
And I think you'll find our best 11 as well. I think that's where Southgate lacked. He kept on chopping and changing all the time, and I think Tuchel, he'll find our best 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about Henderson in the England call-up?
It's his experience.
On the face of it, you're like,
surprising.
there's no way.
You should like him.
It surprised me.
He's a Sunderland.
He's a Magnum, isn't he?
Yeah, great guy. It surprised me.
I didn't say great guy. I just said he was from Henderson in the England camp. Yeah, he is a great guy.
Yeah, it surprised me though. Going after playing Saudi, I think he knew that it could have potentially been the end to his international career. I thought it would have been. Yeah.
You go to Saudi, the standard drops.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, you've
how are you getting called
got to
up
think if you know you're not in the mind of Southgate coming into the next project or tournament, you're gone because you don't know who's coming in. And then obviously Tuchel's like, no, I like this guy. So it sounded like from Tuchel they had to sort of convince him and kind of say, look, we like you and sorry for what happened before. So I think actually as a leader, I don't think he's going to be in the starting 11, but that's not the point. I think to win the World Cup, you need people like him and Dan Burn.
You need somebody like that with that kind of experience in the dressing room.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because he's been there, he's been the whole way, so he knows.
Are they not just these players? Are they not just using them for like it's only Albania, and are they just testing out kind of a?
But it's not the final squad, is it?
It's not the final squad, is it? So
apparently
are they not just testing players?
He will be. I think he called 55 players apparently.
Yeah,
and obviously he can.
And they're all not like obvious ones, so maybe he's just.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Bowen's in the team, is he?
Who?
And Gallagher and all these guys.
But they will. He'll try them out. He'll try different. He's going to try.
He's just trying out, isn't he?
It'll be his first set, his first squad, and then he'll bring another squad. He's going to have to do something really quickly. But
I think we can win it though.
He will bring out the best in England, and
I like him.
and we'll do as well as we can do. Can we go all the way to win it? Well, anybody can.
Yeah, true.
Right. We've got the level of players, the talent in the team, and he's able to galvanise the team really quickly. He's proven that historically. He can galvanise the team, give them vision, show them how to play, and show them how to win because he's a winner. So I think it's a great opportunity for him. However, it'll be really, really tough. But I'm not really bothered because we won the cup final. We're not bothered about anything else. We're just looking forward to the parade, which is going to be on the 29th, Saturday the 29th. So if you're not from Newcastle, get yourself up and celebrate with the Geordies because we're going to have a fantastic time together.
Not if you're a Magnum though.
Yes, yes,
didn't wear that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'd encourage you to come and celebrate with that top as well, Dan. But you're not with me.
I'm down.
He's just there with no top and ripped off.
I don't know who this guy is.
Is it anybody know Gary? No. Gary who?
Yeah.
So well done to Eddie Howe and the lads. Literally the whole city is buzzing. And we appreciate all the hard work that they've put in. It's been a journey, hasn't it? All the ups and downs. And we've got great things ahead. And that's all we've got for you on Chat with GPT this week. We'll be back next week. Away the lads.
Hey! Eddie Howe, that one over. Yes,
Toot, 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 toot.